is Kevin De Bruyne. He's sitting on your bench because some beef. I don't know what y'all have. I don't know what's going on. That needs to change. And now you're looking at a Manchester City that doesn't even have the pieces to fall back on.
Liverpool now 9 points clear at the top of the table. They have the second highest points margin by match day 13 in Premier League history. Only Manchester United back in 93-94 had a better points lead than Liverpool.
Who? Yo.
Wow. Wild.
Wow. Bro, he was just warming him up for Slot.
Absolutely wild times. They've got 26 goals for, only 8 goals against. I'm still wrapping my head around what this Liverpool side has been able to do this year under Arne Slot. The fact that they are now 9 points clear at the top of the table, 11 points clear of Manchester City. Jaleel, I don't want to. Is the Premier League title locked up already at this point? How do you feel about it?
I mean, first and foremost, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I feel good.
Wow.
Shots fired for no reason.
Wow. Someone else is a jerk turkey over there.
I feel good. It's complete domination, though. And, you know, the way that they've been able to do it week in and week out, stay very consistent. But also, too, I love what they did this weekend because you keep a Man City side that's been basically down and out. You keep them there. And we all know, Charlie, when you're down and out like Man City is, you're looking for that one result that can really boost you. And Liverpool said, absolutely not on our terms. And that's what, for me, I look for in a very dominant team. They win the games that not only that they should win, but the difficult ones as well to keep them superior.
This is probably a match where I'll always remember a Pep Guardiola side being completely outclassed, outmuscled. In this first half in particular, I think this was the worst half in Manchester City history under Pep Guardiola. I'm willing to say that. This was so poor, so much so that you kept saying, Erling Haaland, is he playing?
You're right.
He had 16 touches in the game, but I would say maybe 5 of consequence, not just a random touch here or there.
I don't know if they had a shot in the first.
They did. They ended up getting one shot, I think, in like the 38th minute.
It was Rico
Lewis's. And he's a right back, no? What's my guy doing up there?
Again, in the play where Rico Lewis pulls out of the tackle, he jumps out of a tackle and then Szoboszlai gets a shot, and that was like in the 11th minute. And I thought to myself, in what match is a Manchester City player pulling out of a tackle when you're trying to get back on track in terms of competing for a title? This goes to show how far Manchester City have fallen off. Throw in the fact that as bad as they were in the attacking half and in midfield, you have KDB on the bench and you don't put him in until the 79th minute?
Yep.
That goes to show that this Manchester City side is no longer the Manchester City side that people fear.
Is this a match that City won, or is this a match that City lost, or that Liverpool won?
Liverpool won.
Okay.
Liverpool won.
Sure.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, Manchester City lost in terms of their respect and the fear factor that they had basically for the past 7 years, 7 years, right?
Yeah.
I could not believe how well Trent Alexander-Arnold played. This was the best match I think I've seen from Trent
His first
Alexander.
match back after
defending,
a little
attacking,
injury spell.
I think it also is, you have Connor Bradley, right, pushing behind the scenes, this young talent. Hey, I'm ready to play. The match against Real Madrid was sensational for Connor Bradley. That only gives you more.
He also picked up that little hammy injury, so this kind of opened the door for Trent to come back in and say, hold on.
But it gives you that fire, right? And it sometimes, as professionals, you need a little something lit under your butt. This was a world-class Trent Alexander-Arnold on display in this match. Incredible.
But he showed you what makes him great, and reminding Real Madrid why they should buy him. Because if he's not going to get the contract from Liverpool, I know, but if that's the facts are the facts, if he's not going to get the contract from Liverpool, this should be the Real Madrid right back. Oh, I got to take him down anyway.
And then Virgil van Dijk, right?
Excellent.
Just absolute class, calm. reads the game so well. I remember there's a stat talking about how he doesn't go to ground. He doesn't have to slide tackle. Because he reads the game so well. He's always a step. He also showed his pace. The ball over the top, he said, Holland, not today. Just a complete performance from Van Dijk. So when you have those two, Kelleher in goal, do you miss Alisson? Not at all. Just calm presence. Joe Gomez steps in for Konate. Again, a great performance from him. Andy Robertson getting down, playing a great ball in behind. I had that ball in the 50th minute. He plays a fantastic ball for Cody Gakpo with a near chance at goal. I just think that was the best performance I've seen from Liverpool post Klopp, obviously, and you just feel that they're going in the right direction. The title's theirs to lose.
It's actually okay to even say that might be one of the best performances, even including Klopp, because Klopp had obviously a long stretch, generational. Right? It's certainly fine. May end up with a statue outside of Anfield. But it's okay to say that this is just as good as some of those performances, because this was an absolute, from beginning to end, utter domination of Manchester City. And what you saw, look, I'm going to say, you asked the question, was this Liverpool winning or Manchester City losing? The easy answer is to say Liverpool won. I think both are actually true, though. I think Liverpool absolutely dominated. You can't take anything away from them. But this is not the Manchester City we've seen in a long time. You brought up Rico Lewis pulling out of a tackle. There was a moment, I believe, in the 63rd minute, 63rd or 64th, where Bernardo Silva gets the ball in the Liverpool half. Instead of turning and starting an attack, keeping possession, he just boots it out of the area centrally. This wasn't a hanging on by the skin of your teeth. When was the last time you saw a Manchester City midfielder just say, yo, Fuakata, get this thing out of here?
But there's so much to be said for when a team just loses its luster, when no one's scared of them anymore. You mentioned it, but that's exactly what we're seeing with City. Teams aren't scared of them. They step to them. They'll press them. There was a moment in maybe around the 35th minute where Erling Haaland was dropped so far deep. Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk, they could just carry the ball forward, and then Man City's back on their heels pretty much the whole first half. They dominated every aspect of the game. One thing you didn't mention about Virgil van Dijk is every time he came forward on set pieces, absolutely dangerous as well.
Yeah, of course.
So every aspect of the game, City was played out of. And it's interesting to me now when you look at how Pep is reacting to this, because I always like to really see what a manager
he held
does.
Up, he was like, I've lost 6 and 7.
You see the 6,
That's what he
but
said.
I'm always looking at managers, though.
I was like, is he referencing how many they've lost?
That's Mourinho. Yeah, but that's exactly what he's doing. But I always look at managers when they are either down and out or the chips are against them. What do you do? And this is obviously a space that we haven't seen Pep in over the years, but to me, this is
unfamiliar territory.
His face is scratched up. This man's fighting his demons in the locker room.
It's easy
what are
to
you
be
talking
happy
about? This
and,
is,
be everybody's best
like
friend when you win, though.
We've never seen
I
him
also
this
want to
dusty.
point out this, which is also a realization of where Manchester City are. 37th minute, you've been battered. You get a free kick. You go backwards. You went backwards. That, to me, was eye-opening to see Manchester City getting absolutely battered. You get a free kick to finally say, okay, let's get numbers forward. Let's play a dangerous ball. Let's be creative. And instead of trying to knock a ball into the box, play a 1-2, a short free kick, and then get into a wide area before whipping a ball, you go backwards. Where's the confidence?
They don't have it. That's the point. Manager doesn't have it right now. The team doesn't have it right now. And their fans are just watching every single game sitting on pins and needles because they are losing to top-level teams. They're also losing to mid-level teams in the Prem, and it just doesn't look good.
Even in Champions League, you go back. The first half against we got Drake over here. You got the first half against Feyenoord. They look like they're back. They're scoring 3 goals. Everything's back. That second half against Feyenoord, that's what this team needs to figure out a way to get out of. Personally, I know you can sit Gvardiol, who has been playing really badly. You could sit Ederson. I think Ortega has shown in the past he has the capabilities to be a starting goalkeeper. For me, the loss is in the midfield. How does Kevin De Bruyne sit on that bench bench when you know your superstar, Erling Haaland's not getting any service.
Right.
You're not getting any service. No one is able to hold that ball essentially. The one guy who can play in that zone 14, can transition that ball from that midfield to that attack is Kevin De Bruyne. He's sitting on your bench because some beef, I don't know what y'all have, I don't know what's going on. That needs to change. And now you're looking at a Manchester City that doesn't even have the pieces to fall back on. They don't have these regens. Remember when they were pulling kids that you never heard of? Oscar Bob, the guy's got 2 first names. Nobody knows this
When you
guy.
talk about KDB, though, it's interesting in the conversation of confidence. Even he has a gift from his homie. Virgil van Dijk basically fumbles the ball to him one-on-one with the keeper. That is a for sure goal with KDB. He fluffs that one, and then they're not in the game. That was the best opportunity for them to, I believe, equalize at the time.
Yeah.
And then you're 1-1 back in the game. So, and I could be wrong. Maybe it would have been to be 2-1, but still, those are for sure. You would never give City an opportunity to score like that, and it doesn't hit the back of the net 6, 7, 8 months ago.
I feel like Doku has to start in this game. I don't know how Nunez starts over Doku in this because you're not getting anything attacking from Nunez
Nothing
as he
at
comes
all.
inside. And then Gundogan and Rico Lewis are trying to both do what Rodri does. And they can't. They're not the same player. And defensively, they don't give you anything. And then in attacking, I think Rico Lewis, he drifts in and out of the game, and Gundogan is so deep. It's Gundogan excelled at Manchester City the season before he left when they win the Champions League. When he was playing underneath, he was playing as an attacking midfielder high up the pitch, not deep. And so right now you just see Manchester City struggling to find that consistency in midfield.
Rico Lewis is a right back defensive midfielder at best. He's on the right wing. You got Mateus Nunez on the left wing. No Kevin De Bruyne. No one sitting centrally. You don't have a single pivot that can handle it. This midfield is completely falling apart.